People, Deluded, I'm back again. Now, over the weekend, you saw Arsenal and Manchester United's under-23s play out a thrilling 3-3 draw. You know, I think both teams are actually winless since the campaign started, so it's not been a season to remember so far for both teams. Both teams go in search next week or whatever in search of their first victory. Both teams, rightly so, should be frustrated because definitely, well, whenever you concede 3 goals, there's stuff both teams could have done better, clearly. And I don't think both teams took their chances. Like, we had a number of chances. We could have stole the game at the end. You know, we definitely could have started the game a bit better, in my opinion, not conceding certain goals we conceded. Well, the first goal was a good free kick, but we didn't have to make the foul there. It was a poor sequence of play that built to it and whatnot. So it is what it is. But for the neutrals, or when you look at it, a point was probably the best result for both teams, man. I think both teams did well. You know, when I think of Manchester United's under-23s, they've got some good players. You know, Angel Gomez has left permanently. You know, Tadic Chong's gone to Bremen. Garner's doing well at Watford on loan. They've let Levitt go, I believe, to Charlton on loan. A couple of players have been gone, but they've still got a terrific bunch of players. They've got Hannibal, you know, any French midfielder who's got curly hair, it's alarm bells. He's a baller. You know, they won't, if he develops to the level I think he can, and he listens and he doesn't believe he's made it before he's actually made it, he will be a Manchester United player in the first team in the not too distant future. Is it Alanga, the Swedish striker / winger? You know, I think he's underrated. He's not really spoken about when I hear about Man United's academy. He's someone that if I was these German teams or whatever, I'd be trying to tap him up. I'd say, yo, listen, they've got Rashford, they've got Greenwood, they've got, you know, they've got Martial, now they've got Cavani, come play for us. You know, they've got, I can't say his name, even Galbraith or something like that. The midfielder, he's a nice little midfielder. He keeps it ticking. I think he made his debut for them in the Europa League. He played well. You know, they've got, is it Pugmao, the guy who scored 2 goals against us. He scored the first goal, which was a free kick. They've got some good talented players, people. Even, let me try and find my notes for any players I've missed out. We all know about Mengi, the Manchester United centre-half. You know, William Fish is a decent player. You know, Shola Shotire is a decent player. And obviously, the striker they signed from Sunderland, forgive me if I'm wrong, Joe Hugel, got on the score sheet. And he's adjusted well to life at Manchester United already. So allow me to reel up my notes really quickly, people. You lot know I'm a big fan of official notes, old school thing. But yeah, man, going into the game, you know, it was, you know, you saw for Arsenal, you know, as much as I rate Man United's young players and whatnot, you know, you can't value experience. And I was a bit confident going into this game because, you know, you've got Balogun who scores goals for fun, but I wouldn't clout his experience at 23's level. But in comparison to William Saliba, who's made 32 appearances in France, playing under 23's at Boreham Wood on a Saturday when the first team are travelling to Manchester to play a game. You know, you've got him, you know. Before I forget, big up Carl Hahn in goal. He's recently made his Estonia debut. I think he done very well today. He showed a lot of, well, in the game, he showed a lot of confidence on the ball. Even one time, we're playing out from the back, he did a little feint and then passed it out to Saliba. I was thinking if that went wrong, you'd have looked like an idiot, but it didn't. So big up him. But Emil Smith-Rowe played, working his way back from injury. Nelson's had an injury that caused him to miss out at Sheffield United. And to be fair, if everybody's fit, is even in the squad. Joe Willock was there as well. I've already said Saliba. And obviously there was Cedric Suarez at right back. So a bunch of first teamers that will, if any chance, will probably play on Thursday, with the exception of Saliba. I'm not too sure, but the rest should. You know, the players that, if I'm any one of them, you don't want to be playing on the 23s. But for some reason, Arteta has said, I can leave you behind. So you're not, he doesn't feel you can help in any way in relation to their victory. You know, or if he believes other players can help more. So for these young players, I'm not going to say grab your opportunities in 23s, but you got to grab your opportunities generally when they come. For Emil Smith-Rowe and Nelson in particular, you know, they've been starved of game time. They do have had injuries. You know, Emil's start to the season has been kind of rough. So it was a well welcome sort of minutes for him. We're playing 3 at the back. You know, Saliba was there. Alex Kirk stepped up from under 18s level. Sadly, he was sent off. And you had Desire, you know, the newly recruit from Spurs. I feel Ben Cottrell in the middle of the park. He got an assist and had a very good game. I feel Emil Smith-Rowe, again, his work, he was quite quiet, really. I don't think his final ball was quite crisp enough. You know, he actually could have set up Joe Willock if the pass was good enough. I think Joe was alright. He put himself around. You know, the technical quality wasn't quite to the level I expect from Joe, especially at this, but he put himself around. He was involved in one of Balogun's goals. He made some good passes. You know, Nelson got a free kick. It was poor keeping, but he looked decent and relatively sharp. I think Saliba looked the best. You know, he was equal to everything. The only thing you could kind of say is, you know, we're defending from a corner, we're doing zonal marking, and I believe was it Joe Hugo, or it might have been Pigmal for his second. We're zonal marking from a set piece from a corner. Is offside. He is offside, but he's got the run on Saliba, and we're just stuck there with our hands up. We do need to play to the whistle, sort of thing. So yeah, man, I'm confident in the experienced players that we can call upon. Not too sure why George Lewis isn't involved, because I think we could have missed him. We could have utilised him. Aziz is on the bench. You know, Ryan Elabosu at left back in this three at the back formation after Cedric Suarez went on the right. And I think Ryan Elabosu had a good game at left full back. You know, he deserved his pro deal off the back of last season. He had a good game. You know, we shot ourselves in the foot really. There's nothing really. Fouls happen. You know, 3rd minute into the game, we've conceded a foul. They're newly recruit, I believe, or he was bought last season. He's arrived at Man United fairly recently. Pugmal, probably butchering his name. He stood over the free kick and he slaps it in. It's a very good free kick, people. You had to applaud it. There's nothing else you could say. It was a bad boy goal. It was a very good finish, people. So big up to him for that finish. It put us behind. I did think we reacted well. I think both teams shown that they could put play together. But I think from an Arsenal perspective, we cut Man United open very easily, and we definitely showed that for one of Balogun's goals, where it was literally Kirk to Ben Cottrell up there. I think we played quite well, man. I think Joe was getting on the ball. I think Nelson wanted it. I think Emil tried, but he looked a bit rusty. Cottrell is hovering and working as hard as he can. You know, our fullbacks are offering an outlet. I think we're trying to have a goal. You know, we get a free kick, we score a free kick of our own. You know, it's an awkward angle. Reece Nelson takes it. I thought Nelson was going to smash it towards the far post, just pull it into an area where someone can head it, or it provokes uncertainty within that Man United team. You know, he's gone for the near post. I can't lie. If I was Man United's defence, management, or even the goalkeeper himself, probably asking question marks as to if I could have done better. Probably should have. But in the 18th or so minute, Reece Nelson has scored. You know, it's 1-1 between Arsenal and Manchester United. It's a good moment for Reece Nelson. I think Saliba made a number of important tackles in near 20th minute. He made one vital block where he didn't dive in the box. If he dived in, it would have been a pen, but he did very well. I think the back three was working quite well in tandem, to be fair. I think we're showing more intent. We're moving the ball around. We're showing that we could score goals. Man United are also offering the same threat. It is a tasty game for the neutrals, people. It really is a tasty game. I just don't think enough players are doing enough to really cut the opposition open, really and truly, and that's firmly the theme, people. The second half was a bit of a mad one, really. Miguel Aziz came off the bench, and I've seen Miguel Aziz concede this more or less same penalty at under 18s level last year. It is a harsh penalty, but he's not away. He brings down the man very carelessly. Forgive me if I'm wrong, and it wasn't Aziz, but if I can remember correctly, it was. The same man who stepped up to take the free kick takes the penalty. He gets his brace. Man United restored their lead. And it's another kick in the teeth of Arsenal. I felt I keep saying today, in this game, I think we showed great mentality to bounce back and, you know, from going goals behind or knockbacks and whatnot. But we're shooting ourselves in the foot with silly mistakes, really and truly. Man United 2-1, people. 3-1, again, I can't remember the order of who scored, but I believe Joe Hugo scored. Again, this is where I'm alluding to the set piece, people. We're zonal marking and it hasn't popped off. It's 3-1 and United have restored some sort of daylight and some parity, and now we have to really chase the game, people. I think, like I said, we reacted well. Whether we went a goal down or conceded or whatever, we never stopped working. We're still making bits of play, and like I said, it is very easily for us to get forward, people, and I think we did that. You know, Joe Willock's worked very hard, and Balogun's, you know, has an instinctive finish. It weren't clean, it weren't pretty. Dare I say it was poor from a Man United perspective, but I'm sure Balogun won't care about it within the context of this game. He only cares about what the goal said at the end of the season. What a player he is, people, really and truly. And you know, it begs the question: if we never sold him in the summer, you need to get rid in January. You're going to let him go for free if there isn't an option on his deal. But Balogun's done well. It's 3-2. You know, we're in with a shout, people. We're in with a shout. And to be fair, there is heart and mouth moments throughout for both teams. Balogun, you know, he makes a difference, and he's done it again. It's lovely play from Kirk to Ben Cottrell. Ben Cottrell tees up Balogun. You know what Balogun does in front of goal. He does the rest. It's 3-3. You know, it's a dramatic game. There's been 6 goals. Both teams could have done better for all goals they conceded. You know, both teams probably gave both sets of coaching staff headaches. I'm sure many players would have liked to have done better, but it is what it is. The only bad thing is, with this point, both teams are searching for that first victory, so it hasn't been the greatest of seasons for either team. And considering there's been a decent recruitment drive for both teams at both under 18s and 23s level, you know, it's not what they want to hear. But I'm pretty sure before the game, considering the teams, both teams would have taken a point. This is one of the very few games I believe you can actually learn something from at under 23s level by playing another big team, you know. Obviously, at this level, we're always going to be in with a struggle because of the amount of people that have gone out on loan. We've got Europa League, so, you know, the Cedric Suarez, these sort of players there, they might still be called upon because they're going to need game time. And, you know, if Ozo and Socrates aren't registered in any competition, they could play in this. But at the same time, you know, you'd imagine as the games come thick and fast, Emil, Nelson, Joe, I'd love to say Saliba, but his one's a bit different. You know, Cedric Suarez, who knows? But you'd imagine these sort of players are going to be relied upon less and less. So the one benefit I would say is there's opportunity. You know, we might have a disastrous season. We might not win titles. We might finish poorly. And that's bad, you know. You never want us to do any of that. But it's all about development of players, you know. If coming 11th means players that needed to play at this level to develop as players have got that experience and are better, that's what's needed, you know. Because we could have said Tyrese and Osei Tutu and all these guys, Ben Shafe, Zach Medley, you know. We could have kept all of them from going on loan and had a very competitive 23 squad. But that's not going to help the younger players who need minutes and need that opportunity. It's not going to help any of the players on loan in their quest to develop. So I think the one thing we can learn from this season is younger players will be exposed to this level and take more of advantage of doing such and whatnot, people. So that's the only benefit. You know, I'd like to see a couple of under 18s get opportunities, but they've got to show that they're made for it and whatnot. But 3-3, like I said, we go again. There's not much more to say on that front. People, deluded. I'm out.